Hello, everyone. How are you? Happy Saturday. Melsa, the IVF acupuncturist here. It's Saturday. I just got done seeing patients, and I wanted to go live a little bit as I do every Saturday. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and like this video. I would much appreciate it. Today, I want to talk a little bit about hormonal migraines. I just had a patient that came in. She developed hormonal migraines after her first baby, and she's coming in for her second embryo transfer here, probably in a couple of months. But anyway, she developed hormonal migraines after her first pregnancy. I want to talk a little bit about progesterone shots, progesterone oil shots. I want to talk a little bit about anxiety meds because I did have a couple of patients that are put themselves on anxiety meds, and B, are taking themselves off of anxiety meds this week, which, good for you guys for prioritizing mental health, and, getting through this crazy IVF process because it's a little bit, it can be a little chaotic. So, and then I wanted to talk about my favorite prenatals, and how to choose a prenatal. So, let's start with hormonal migraines. So, she had migraines basically with ovulation and with her period. Anytime that hormones can trigger migraines, there's going to be a liver component, especially when the hormones are super high, like around ovulation, where you've got estrogen spiking, you've got luteinizing hormone spiking, you've got a whole lot going on, and your liver is just trying to catch up and process, detox all of those estrogen hormones. And then also with your period, basically because it's a quiet time, you're not making progesterone anymore, you're not making estrogen anymore. It's kind of a quiet time. And so your liver has a second to breathe. And so sometimes that can trigger a little bit of migraine. So really focusing on liver love, the most beneficial thing that you can do is increase your fiber, because that's really going to help leach those hormonal detoxification. They're going to help the detoxification process. And so really upping your fiber, even if it's like psyllium husk or something like that in your smoothies, but definitely like focus on cruciferous vegetables. That's really good. Those are really good for your liver. Lemon water first thing in the morning is a mild little detoxer. And then if you watched last week, my two favorite things are castor oil packs and apple cider vinegar. So castor oil packs over your right rib cage, which is where the liver is. You can do castor oil packs, 2-3 times a week, maybe 3-4 times a week with heat, or you can do mine, the lazy person's castor oil pack, where you just put castor oil on over your liver when you get out of the shower. And then apple cider vinegar, a tablespoon in water before you go to bed, really kind of helps you process, helps your liver in the detoxification process, because that happens when we're asleep. So, veg, fish oil, probiotics. Thorn makes a really good liver supplement. So if you want to take a pill, that's always good, as long as you're not doing any fertility treatments where you're like doing injections or anything like that. Like if you're on birth control, like whatever, that's totally fine. But nothing during like estrogen process or like for frozen embryo transfers or injections for IVF. So if you're kind of in a lull, absolutely give your liver some love. And so so I think that's good for hormonal migraines. I had a question about progesterone shots. One of my gals who transferred just this past week, was worried about using heat on her booty, just because, we hear like no heat. Heat on your booty for progesterone shots, totally fine. No heat on your belly after you have an embryo in there. No embryo, no heat on the belly at all. Like post transfer, no hot baths, no jacuzzis, no anything like that. No like electric blankets. It's cold, it's winter, it's cold. None of that. But progesterone, gosh, those of you who have done progesterone shots, it's not your first rodeo, but we know it's not super fun. You can either ice the booty, just put some ice like where you're gonna do the injections, make sure you warm the oil a little bit in your, either like put it in your bra, or you can put the vial on a heating pad and just warm it a little bit before you inject it. And then heat is always just a really good idea. And then you can rub it out, just because you don't want to get those knots, and those knots can start forming. And so you really do want to kind of aggressively, with one of those like massage tools, rub out like where the injection site is. And then it's always good to like take a walk around the block, or climb stairs, or get that like that glute muscle moving, so where it kind of like moves the oil around a little bit like that. So that was that question. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about anxiety meds. I had a patient who went in for kind of a routine laparoscopy to clean up a C-section scar, and it turned out to be a little bit more intense than they were expecting. And so she basically has to wait, for several months to be able to start trying again. And so, I saw her, and she was like, I reached out to my PCP, and I got on a little Zoloft or Lexapro, one of the two. And I was like, that's fantastic. She's like, I'm just sick of thinking about all this. Like, I'm sick of thinking about it. I don't want to like, I can't do anything about it right now. And so I just want to like take a little mental break, and just have a chill. And I had a second patient she was a new patient that same thing. Like, she had to take a break from IVF, like just like for reasons of like finances. I think hers was finances, and just like mental breaks. So she got a little Zoloft too, and it was like she's getting herself off now because she's about to do a second transfer. But like, if you need just a little bit of a chill pill, like you don't have to be on Zoloft for forever at all. You can wean yourself off whenever. But if you need that to take it down a notch for right now because you're in the middle of the chaos of IVF, like there is no harm in doing that. So please just, take care of yourself, and do whatever you have to do to get through this whole process. If you don't want to do, a Western pharmaceutical, GABA is a really good supplement. So GABA is the brain. It's the chemical in the brain that basically, like when you take a Xanax, like your brain releases GABA, and that's why you feel chill. And so by supplementing GABA with GABA, you can kind of boost your GABA levels naturally. There's a really good supplement. I think it's by Integrative Therapeutics, but it's called it's called Cortisol Manager, and it's really good. You can take it before bed. It's got, I think, ashwagandha. It's got GABA in it, and it's in my dispensary, my full script dispensary, which I'll put the link in the bio. It's in my favorites. You can find it there, and you get 10% off of supplements there. So that's a really good thing. If you don't want to take Western pharmaceuticals, you can totally do a little Cortisol Manager, and that like really kind of helps you, helps anxiety stuff too. And so anyway, if you have any thoughts about that, put them in the chat. I also want to talk about prenatals. I'm going to talk about my favorite Thorne prenatal. Oh, there it is. Oh goodness. There we go. This is my brand of choice. Thorne is a really, really, really high quality line. It's not owned by Big Food, which a whole lot of high quality supplements are owned by, General Mills or whoever, Nestle, any of those guys. Which then it means that we're going to have a quality cut. So Thorne is a super, super well researched. It's a research-based company, and it's got everything that you need. I have a lot of patients that come in taking extra B vitamins. If you take Thorne, you don't need extra B vitamins because it's got everything that you need. So my three things for selection on prenatals is it cannot have fish oil in the same pill as your prenatal. If your prenatal has fish oil in it, I would totally switch and take them in two separate pills, because the oil in the fish oil and the metals in the prenatal it can cause the oil to make the prenatal go bad. So Make sure they're 2 separate pills. And then methylated folate, no folic acid. Folic acid is actually a pretty cheap ingredient, and so, if you're, taking a prenatal with, just folic acid, I would upgrade. There are so many, high quality, prenatals that you can take, that don't have folic acid in it. There's a whole large of, population of us that can't add the methyl group to the folic acid, and so basically, we're just, kind of pissing it down the toilet. So sorry, that's a little crass, but anyway, make sure your prenatal has methylated folate, and then also it has trace minerals. There's a lot of new-ish, kind of like for those fertility brand, prenatal supplements, like a Ritual is the one that's coming to mind, that only have like 9 ingredients or something like that. They don't have any trace minerals. They don't have any, they don't have all of the B vitamins. So I'm not really a big fan of those. So this is why I like Thorne. It's got everything that you need. You do have to take 3 pills, and you do need to take it, with food. But it's the highest quality prenatal that I can find for the money. If you use that full script dispensary link, you get 10% off. And so what is that? It's it retails for $30. So then you get it's like $27 prenatal. And I think in full script, you can also just do a subscription, where it comes to your house every month. And I think you get an extra 5% off. So then that makes it like $26 or something like that. And so just, be on a really high quality prenatal. Male partners, Thorne makes, sorry, there you go. The basic nutrients 2 a day. This is a really, really good, not only for men, it's what I take because I don't need the extra folate, but it's a really good kind of daily multi for anybody, not trying to get pregnant. And so, yeah, everybody should be on vitamins. Everybody should be on a daily multi, just because, we run super nutrient depleted as a society. So everybody be on high quality stuff. So if you have any questions, you can, add a comment, subscribe for me, and and I will see everybody next Saturday. Bye.